And then he joins in. Presenters. Oh, it's good to be in community this day. Welcome to New Thought Center for Spiritual Living. I am practitioner Shelley Walker. Welcome if you are watching us online. Hey, our song lyrics for today are on our website. Just click on the button that says Sunday Song Lyrics, or we've got them on our handy dandy screen here. But you know what, Brian Harris?
What's that?
You know, when I got up this morning, I was just thinking, God is so darn good.
So good.
How good?
So good.
So good that we have Laura Berman in the house today. Hey, y'all, stand if you choose, stand if you're able, and let's get a groove on, huh? I got up this morning singing, God is so good. Yeah, I got up this morning singing, God is so good. I got up this morning singing, God is so good. Yeah, my God is so good to me.
I'm feeling good down in my soul now. God is so good. Feeling good down in my soul. Say, God is so good. Feeling good down in my soul. Yeah, God is so good. My God is so good to me.
Yeah, in my time of trouble,
God is so good.
I know that in my time of trouble, my God is so good. In my time of trouble,
God is so good.
well, I know my God is so good to me.
In my time of triumph, I sing, God is so good. In my time of triumph, I sing, God is so good. In my time of triumph, I sing, God is so good. My God is so good to me.
Oh, when my day is over, I am singing.
God is so good.
Every day when this day is over, I am
God is so
singing.
good.
Oh, when this day is over, I'm singing.
God is so good.
I know that my God is so good to me.
Every day, in every way, God is so good. Every day, in every way, God is so good. When I take the time to praise the Spirit, when I take the time to praise the Spirit, when I take the time to praise the Spirit,
Praise the Spirit.
I'm singing, my God is so good to me.
Here we go. I got up this morning singing.
God is so good.
Yeah, I got up this morning singing.
God is so
Oh,
good.
I got up this morning singing.
God is so good.
Oh, my God is so, my God is so good to me. Oh, my God is so
Oh, thank you, Laura. That was great. Thank you all for being here. If you are watching us on YouTube, please hit the comments section and let us know what part of the world you are watching us from. Click like and subscribe and share with your friends. It helps others find the broadcast. Together we stand, divided we fall. Come on now, people, let's get on. Let's work together. Come on, let's work together. Now, people, together we will stand. Every boy, every woman, and a man. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, the road you travel is all uphill. Let's work together. Come on, let's work together. Now, people, together we will stand. Every boy, girl, woman, and a man. 2 or 3 minutes, 2 or 3 hours. What does it matter? This life of ours, let's work together. Come on, let's work together. Now, people. Together we will stand, every boy, girl, woman, and a man. Come on, Adrian. Make someone happy, make someone smile. Let's work together and make life worthwhile. Let's work together. Come on, let's work together. Now, people. Together we will stand, every boy, girl, woman, and a man. Together we will stand, every boy, girl, woman, and a man. Together we will stand, every boy, girl, woman, and a man.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You thought messengers, Laura Berman. Oh, Laura Berman's in the house. What? This one right here. This one. Always Laura Berman. Hello. Let's do that again. Hello. There's my people and my announcements. Okay, I get excited. What can I say? So, this is the time in our service where the first thing we do is acknowledge that we are on the ancestral land of the Kalapuya people, and we affirm indigenous history, experiences, and sovereignty. Now, what I would like to do is I would like to acknowledge that we do have a teen with us and more to join. They may be sleeping in. That's okay. We love you. We love you, teens. It's all happening here. Come on down. Much love to our teens. Can we just hear it for our beloved, especially our dedicated ones? And if you're here for the very first time, whether you are here in person in our outdoor sanctuary or you are joining us online for the very first time, I want to personally welcome you. Know that you have stepped into a community that is inclusive, progressive, and compassionate. We are a spiritual community that is dedicated to spirit-led social action in the world and helping to create a world that works for all people. We have information at our welcome table, and we also have tons of information online. And right after service today, if you're here for the very first time, or you've been here a couple, weeks, months, you may be new to the teaching or new to us, we're going to do a quick kind of Q&A, 45 minutes, totally casual in the courtyard. I invite you to join me. We'll chat. If you have any questions about anything I said today or the teaching, I'm here for you, and I'm excited to meet you. So with that, I would like to invite Reverend Misando to do our opening blessing.
So invite us all just to wherever we are, whenever we are, realize right where we are. There is a presence, a stillness, a peace, an understanding that is right here at the center of our being, like the poet Rumi said, closer than our breath. We come into this holy place and this sacred space within, letting go of all of the busyness from this past week, letting go of anything that may still be swirling, and allow ourselves to be fully grounded and present to this moment, and this moment, and this breath. And come to realize this is the most natural thing we can ever do, and it's sacred. just being here. And as we allow this presence from being present to come into our awareness, we come to realize how good it is. How good it is just to wake up today. How good it is to be alive right here, right now, in this sacred, transformative time that we're all walking through together. How good it is to simply be alive here together. You come into this space of sacred awareness, knowing we are always here on purpose and on time, and so there's nothing but gratitude that can pour forth from the sacred space that we enter into consciously right here and right now. And so we know that there is a deep wisdom that is always speaking to us from here within, and so we allow that too to speak to us today through the message and through the music and through just being a part of this amazing, beloved community. We allow that to speak to us today, knowing that we came here for a purpose and a reason, and so we open our hearts to that and for that right here and right now. So we just give thanks for being here. We give thanks for that wisdom. We give thanks for the presence of the divine right here at the center of our being. We allow it to be. And so it is. Yeah, that collective breath, I just invite us to stay in this space as we enter into a time of meditation and allowing these words and voice and music of Laura Berman to simply wash over us and allow the chant itself to be that sacred voice of wisdom within us that is always speaking to us from that deepest part of ourselves within.
This is a prayer, a chant, gratitude. There's a Hebrew word in there, chokhmah, which means wisdom, and we're just remembering to treasure each day, approaching each day with gratitude. It's our foundation. Teach us to treasure each day. 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 Open our hearts to your wisdom. Open our hearts, God, to this wisdom. And open our hearts to your wisdom, to your wisdom. Adonai, my God, it is your wisdom. Adonai. Oh, limnot Yameinu. Oh, limnot Yameinu. Oh, limnot Yameinu. Teach us to treasure each day. Live in this gratitude and your wisdom. Know your wisdom. Teach us to treasure this day.
And so it is. Thank you. Teach us to treasure this day. Speaking of treasuring this day, I have a very special announcement for you that actually involves our beloved Laura Berman. Reverend Masando and I have been talking a lot in this last week about offering a community-wide retreat. It feels like after the year that we've had, and please know, moving into this, we will only do it the safest possible way, know that. But it's time, I think, for all of us to connect on a very deep level. So we are going to be having a community-wide retreat, October 22nd through the 24th. It is called We Belong. Reverend Masando and I are going to be diving into the spiritual practices of the concepts around belonging to ourselves, belonging to Spirit, Source, God, belonging to each other, and belonging to Mother Earth. It's going to be at the beautiful Canby Retreat Center located on the Molalla River. Shelley and practitioner Annette went with us, and it's glorious. It's going to be very special. Registration begins today online. I invite you into this. It's just going to be deep and profound, this I know. So, and Laura Berman is going to do our music. How great is that? Yes. So with that, I want to invite our beloved Laura Berman up once again.
My God is so good to me. I invite everyone to sing this one with us. Stand if you're able. Shake it if you feel comfortable. 'Cause it's there for the shaking. Yeah. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Here we go. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Woo! Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let's sing it like blow the roof down. Everybody, get up on your feet, yeah. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, 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 yeah. Hey, 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 yeah. We're gonna make a joyful sound on this holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 everybody, get up on your feet, yeah.
you so much. Oh, and thank you to Elizabeth and to Claire and to the New Thought Messengers. Let's hear it for these beloveds. So, hiya. Hiya. Again. I thought, given just all the many things, that we would talk about play today. Does that sound good? Does that sound like a nice break? All right, good. So when the Hindus speak of the creation of the universe, they don't talk about the work of God. They don't call it the work of God. They call it the play of God. When you really break it down all the way, when you go to the granular level, the nature of God or spirit is play. And we are of this same God stuff. We are of spirit. The word play actually springs from the ancient meaning to tend to rejoice, and to be glad, to take care of, and to cultivate. That's what play is. All of this is encompassed in the energy of play. In fact, play was a large part of Plato's teaching. It was part of it. Do you see what I did there? Play, Plato. Yeah. Okay, it's the little things, loves. It's the little things. So Plato was totally into this. The ancients understood that if children play, that is where they learn. Plato taught this. He taught that the activity of play was the best way for children to learn and the best way for adults to learn. In fact, he believed it was the only way to discover new truth. Play was actually central to the Socratic method, learning through dialogue and robust questioning. The Jesuit theologian Hugo Ronner describes play as our participation in the divine. Play is a way in which our spirits return home to God. In play, we take the invite, but some things along the way. Certainly here in the West, as we grow out of childhood, we often forget the importance of play, and we become quite serious about things, don't we? Quite serious, especially ourselves. We become very serious about ourselves, and this is a human tendency, one that, if not checked, can actually hinder right now, and I acknowledge that it is a lot. Before life gave us this collective amnesia about who and what we truly are, which are emanations of spirit. We are here, my friends, to dance with God, to dance with spirit, to dance with love. We are here to turn the eye of our soul to the good and the true. But so often our seriousness can get in the way of the joy that we are meant to experience while here on planet Earth, even in the midst of the hard stuff. Throughout the ages, Zen masters, Taoist sages, Hasidic and Christian storytellers, they all knew this. They reminded us not to take ourselves too seriously. The metaphysician and great teacher Ernest Holmes said that he did not take himself seriously. He came right out and said, I don't take myself seriously, but I take this teaching very seriously. There is a difference. All of the teachers across time emphasize the spiritual practice of play. The great 20th century philosopher Martin Buber said, play is the exaltation of the possible. When we play, we are igniting what is possible for us, for our communities, and for the planet. Now, you may be sitting there at home or here thinking to yourself, okay, Shannon, Eileen, we are in the middle of a pandemic. This all sounds great, but there's a lot happening right now. There's so many things going on, and you want to talk about playing. Abso-flippantly, yes, I do. All the more reason to talk about play. Now, one of the beliefs that New Thought holds dear is the understanding that heaven and hell are states of mind, that they are states of our own making. We can easily create a hell of our own making right here on earth. We all do this. It's like, we head down that rabbit hole of fill in the blank, whatever it is, and suddenly everything feels crappy and negative, and we get really afraid. Are you with me? Do you know what I'm talking about? We can avalanche ourselves into that place. By the very same token, we can create a state of heaven of our own making right here on earth. We can go down the path of truth. We can avalanche love. We can choose to decide to see grace in all of the little tiny things and the big, big things. And suddenly we are in a heavenly state. Yes? All right. Now I want to be really clear. I am talking about states of beingness, states of mind, states of being, heaven or hell. And this is based on our own self-guided autonomy. I am not in this conversation speaking about the pain or challenges that trauma, abuse, or injustice occur that are caused by oppressors or abusive power. That is another talk for another time. I want to be very clear. I'm talking about what we can avalanche in our own lives on our own in good, beautiful ways, in powerful, magnificent ways, in difficult ways, in good ways, okay? Now, in New Thought, we teach that the kingdom, the queendom, and the kingdom of heaven is right here. That heaven is not a faraway place reserved for the pious and the perfect. I don't know about you, I've never met one of those people, ever. I have come to believe, after many years in this teaching, that heaven has no borders. We are not meant to have physical borders. Heaven has no borders. Heaven is not a faraway place filled with some can get in and some can't. I believe that heaven is also very much on the other side of life, and it is right here. Heaven is a both and. Isn't that wonderful news? Heaven is a both and. And heaven is at hand. Heaven is our birthright right now. It is our birthright right now. I'm going to say that again. Heaven is our birthright right now where we are. Amen. Right here. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, okay, heaven on earth sounds like a nice option. Cut to the chase, Shannon. I hear you. I get it. Here is how I want to connect this. There's this beautiful story in the Christian scriptures when the disciple of Jesus asks, who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? And in response, Jesus calls a little child over. And he says to them, truly I tell you, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Now, we in New Thought understand the Bible, both Hebrew and Christian, or Old Testament and New Testament, from the metaphysical perspective. And from that perspective, what Jesus is teaching here is that to experience heavenly states of being, we must open and surrender to our true nature, to our truest nature, how we were when we were young children, open to the universe as our playground, filled with curiosity and wonder. Gentle reminder, there is a difference between childish and childlike. Okay? We are going for childlike here. So, in that energy, to experience heaven now, it requires play. It requires that we get lost in the love and the creativity and the wonder of this place. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, okay, but I don't have time for play. That all sounds great. What? I'm busy. I don't really consider myself to be very playful. Maybe you're like that. Or this all sounds great in theory, but I gotta work. I hear you. I get it. I get it. And I learned something this week that surprised me in this whole idea, this whole arena of play. And I want to share it with you because it really shifts this whole idea of play. How many of you here or online would like to play more? Yeah, a lot of people. most of us. All right. Dr. Stuart Brown is the founder of the Institute for Play, and he wrote a best-selling book called Play: How It Shapes the Brain, Opens the Imagination, and Invigorates the Soul. And Dr. Brown is considered to be the leading researcher around the topic of play. Much of his work focuses on children and, by extension, adults. And I believe, after reading his material, that we can learn a lot from this beloved human being. He talks about something called natural glee. Isn't that great? Natural glee is what we in New Thought might think of being in the flow of the divine, or when we feel connected to spirit within us and all around us. You know that feeling? Sometimes it's in nature. It's with children. It's when we're being creative. That's our natural glee. It's our joy. To illustrate this, Dr. Brown talks about observing what makes a child light up. He uses the example that if you are a parent or a caregiver, or if you just are around a kid, just observe what naturally makes that child giddy and joyous and light up. What is it specifically for that child? Like us, it's different for every child. Let's say that the child loves being in social situations, right? Just loves to be with people, a natural extrovert. A parent or a caregiver will want to nurture that, right? We'll want to set up lots of play dates and group activities, obviously, when it's safe and all the things. Or let's say the child likes to collect four-leaf clovers and play by themselves, and that's when they light up, and that's when they feel joy. So the natural glee that particular child experiences when they are solo, that's an indication of what brings their soul joy. And that is what you would want to foster. He says, never force. It feels like common sense. But remember, I'm speaking about this for us, for adults. To never force, but to follow the natural rhythm of their play, and that will teach you what they need. This is true of adults. When we follow the natural rhythm of our play, it teaches us what our soul needs. Now, whenever I talk about play as a spiritual practice, I hear things like, but I don't like sports, or I'm terrible at chess, or, I'm just not a playful person. Fear not. I am here to tell you that there is all kinds of playfulness that is a manifestation of spirit at the center of us. And we're going to talk today about your specific kind of playfulness. Now, if you're familiar with the 5 love languages, do you remember those? The 5 love languages. So there's 5 of them, and while we enjoy most of them, we have our favorites. And if you're not familiar with this, your particular love language is simply the specific way that you like to give love and receive love. And those can be words of affirmation, receiving gifts, physical touch, acts of service, or quality time. Feel free to Google love languages if you want to learn more about that. It's very nifty. But just like learning your preferred love language and how that supports you and your relationship to yourself and others, Dr. Stuart Brown developed over his years and years of research something called your play personality. And he discovered that there are 8 of them. And this really resonated with me. Most folks have some overlap, but like the love languages, there's one that usually kind of stands out. It clearly emerges as the dominant one, with another 1 or 2 that closely follow. This is fun, my friends, because we're here to have fun, yes? Okay. So follow me. Stay with me. All right. This is fun. I'm going to read these for you, and I'm going to give a description. And as I read them, just consider which one you resonate with, or maybe it's a few. After I read them, I'm going to ask John to go ahead and put them up on the screen so you can see it. So I'm just going to read these, and and this is the fun thing too. Not only are you going to think about yourself, but you're going to think about, I'm going to invite you to think about your loved ones, your friends, your family, your coworkers. Okay, so number 1, these are just in alphabetical order. The artist creator. You love to make things, something beautiful, something functional, or even something silly. You may never show anyone your creation, but the intrinsic joy found is in the act of creating. You are artsy and craftsy. You may build or invent things. Your joy is in creating something new. That's the artist creator. Second one, collector. You like to collect things. You might be one of those folks who likes to go antiquing. I can't think of a more difficult afternoon. But now I understand and I can celebrate you collectors. So you may actually travel the world. You may travel the world collecting cultural experiences, or you may surround yourself with objects like clothing, equipment, or memorabilia. You may own interesting objects, like the latest technology gadgets, or maybe a collection of teapots. That's the collector. And for you, collecting is play. That is your form of play. You may be a competitor. You love competition of any kind. You like specific rules and playing to win. You feel exhilarated when you are competing in any area, and you don't even necessarily have to play the sport. So the competitors are the folks who wear all the team colors and show up with that big finger thing. That's you. That is your form of play. Or you may be a director type. The director types enjoy organizing and planning events. You love being the one in charge of planning out what everyone will do. You are the quintessential party planner. I need your phone number. So for you, play revolves around organizing the intricate details of a social outing or an event. Then we have the explorer. You love to explore new places or gather new experiences through research or diving into different points of view. You may also explore your feelings through music or movement. You may be a travel bug. You love exploring new places, maybe new foods, art, or literature. This brings me to the joker. Your play always revolves around some kind of fun nonsense. You love to tell jokes. You are in charge of the puns in the room. You can be a practical joker. Hello, sweet husband. You will often liven up a situation and establish connection through shared laughter. You folks are the ones who are responsible for all those cat videos. All right. Bringing up the end almost here, the kinesthete. You feel playful when you are moving, whether that's through athletics or yoga, hiking or dance, any kind of movement. And, you may like competition, but as a kinesthete, the goal of these activities is just movement. Pure enjoyment of movement is your form of play. And finally, the last one is the storyteller. Your play focuses on imagination. You may love to perform. You may love to write. You immerse yourself in literature and movies. Stories move you. You enjoy feeling the emotions of the characters, whether imagined or real. You learn and you teach primarily through storytelling. Y'all thinking about it? Okay, John, would you please put them up on the screen? So much fun. So now you can kind of look and see. Where do you lean? Where are the few? Where are the few? Artistic creator, collector, competitor, director, explorer, joker, kinesthete, or storyteller. Think which style of play, or maybe even your top 3, resonates with you the most. Which description brought you the most joy when I was sharing it? Artist, creator, collector, competitor, director, explorer, joker, kinesthete, or storyteller. Interestingly, often the ways we played as children are our preferred styles of play as adults. You see, You do play. So the next time you want to go antiquing, just tell your person that you're playing. It's your spiritual practice. I'm kidding. The thing is, and the reason for me bringing this in to this conversation is that when we can consciously engage, when we are consciously choosing to commune with Spirit through that which brings us the most joy, it is not God over here and my life and antiquing over here. It's not that. It's all God. How many times do we say that in this teaching? That Spirit is everywhere, especially in our play. And I would say not only in our play, but it is the gift from Spirit that is our play. Do you see? It's magnificent. Now can you think of it totally differently, you party planners? Are you kidding me? That is God sent. That is sent from Spirit itself. Our joy, our natural glee is the nature of God within us, showing up as us. Now, I happen to be an artist, creator, storyteller, and explorer. Those are my absolute happy places. And I know that the more that I engage in these areas of my life, the more I am going to connect the dots that is my spiritual practice. When I travel, it's my spiritual practice. When I share stories, it's my spiritual practice. When I create anything, even if nobody sees it, it's my spiritual practice. And it's fun to think about this, with your friends and your family, because like the love languages, it really will support your relationship, not only to yourself, to understanding your why, perhaps even your sole purpose, but it will also enhance your relationship and help you to understand the play personality of your person and the people around you. This is our playground, my friends, and we can all be in the sandbox together, playing in our own way. So here's the thing. Just like we teach that affirmative prayer and meditation and journaling and forgiveness work and visioning are all spiritual practices, so is play. And I'm really going to invite you into this conscious awareness. When you engage in that which brings you, specifically, uniquely you, your natural glee or your divine joy, if it is going to a sports event, if it's planning a party, if it's writing a story, if it's breaking the ice with the perfect joke, realize that you are in your God. You are in your spirit. You are in alignment with love. You are in alignment with who you are and who you came here to be. Yes? Yes. Yay! Yay! So now, in community and in your homes, when someone is doing something in their God, in their spirit, you can name it. And you can say, that's God right there. That's love right there. You go on with your bad self and keep planning away. Whatever it might be, or write, or create. In the Talmud, it says, it is forbidden to taste the pleasures of this world without a blessing. When we experience the pleasure and joy of that same natural glee that we had when we incarnated here, that we had as young children, when we reunite with that same unique, intrinsic nature we had when we were a child, we connect with that pleasure and that joy, and it is a blessing to us, and it is a blessing to the planet. Play is a spiritual practice, my friends, because play, whichever style you have, exists within you to specifically bring more love to the planet. So now that you know your play personality, I invite you to bring your full self to it. Bring your full consciousness, your full awareness, and your full self to it. When you are engaging in whichever play personality you are, whatever that is for you, I invite you to take a moment, to take a breath of gratitude, recognizing in that moment your specific, magnificent style of play is a gift from the divine, and it is meant to be expressed and shared. Play is a holy thing. Enjoy it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm wanting all of us to hear Reverend Masando's voice in this sacred space, and so I'm inviting him to anchor this time of play with your prayer, with who you are in this planet. Beloved, thank you.
Oh, so let's just come to this moment with a heart full of gratitude. Let us fully embrace the particular ways that we like to play, and come to know that natural glee that comes when we are engaged in antiquing, in party planning, in obnoxiously rooting for your favorite sports team, in crafting, in taking a hike, allowing that natural glee to be our compass, allowing that joy to be the manifestation of the divine in us, as us, through us, with us, between us. How good it is to simply fall into this joyful act of being alive and unapologetically playing in the ways that bring us that most natural glee that we have been born with, that is so deeply familiar. We know how to play. We know this natural glee that brings us to this childlike state, which really is, as Reverend Shannon said, just this waking up again to this beauty of being alive. How good it is to be a human being that allows this natural state of play to be the thing that brings us closer to the divine, to be the thing that allows us to be more authentically ourselves, to be that sacred spiritual practice that allows us to give love back out into the world, knowing that play is an exchange of this joy and this love. How good it is to simply be that presence of God through this act of play and being alive. And so I know for each one of us, as we go through this week, we attend to all of the ways that we are naturally yearning to play in the world, and we just give ourselves permission to do that and to be that. I know for each one of us that every time we feel that natural glee, we are getting a little bit closer to that divine within. And I know each one of us, through that, is a conduit for the divine, becoming a part of the healing that is being so greatly called for in the world, that it is all connected. And so we don't have to feel bad about feeling joy. We simply allow that to be the divine in us and as us and through us. And there's nothing but thanks and gratitude that can come from that. And so we give thanks. Thanks for this moment. Thanks for the playful ways that we have been incarnated, and thankful for this thing called life. As we go forth from this time with that playful spirit, knowing that it is truly good, and we let it be, and let it be so. And so it is.
So it is. Blessed be. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that so much. Let's all take a deep breath. Thank you. This is our time for conscious giving. And I want to take a moment and just thank you for your gifts. Your gifts. You here in person, those of you online, allow us to do all that we are doing. I know some of us give monthly, some of us give weekly, and some of us maybe are giving for the very first time right now. So thank you. If you want to text to give, Shelley Walker does that. It's super easy. The phone number is 503-966-5555. 3236. I give monthly. If you want to set that up, you can talk to anybody at the welcome table following service. Or we have these adorable little buckets right here attached that you can place attached to your tent. You can place your gift in there. Thank you very much. And so with that, let us together say our blessing. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It does good work in the world and returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. Thank you. Blessed be. And now, the one and only, Laura Berman! Laura Berman!
You make me smile, Reverend Shannon Hurley. You. Bring our best selves to this moment. What did you think was gonna happen here? Did you think I would dive right in and drown in all my fear? But I'm rising to the surface. I feel I have purpose to be love's volunteer. Now you got the best of me. I'm feeling so strong, awake to my spirit, singing a brand new song for you. Now you got the best of me. I'm feeling alive, and if you think you know me, you may be surprised at what you see. 'Cause I learned to be the real me. The real me. Yeah. I see you dancing in your seats. Come on. What did you think was gonna happen now? Did you think I would own this stage and take my final bow? But I'm making a commitment. As God is my witness, I won't let you down. Here we go. You got the best of me. I'm feeling so strong, awake to my spirit, singing a brand new song for you, yeah. You got the best of me. I'm feeling alive, and if you think you know me, you may be surprised at what you see. 'Cause I learned to be the real me. It's the real me. It's the real me. The real me. I'm feeling so strong, awake to my spirit, singing a brand new song for you, yeah. You got the best of me. I'm feeling alive, and if you think you know me, you may be surprised at what you see. 'Cause I learned to be, finally, yeah, the real me. To me now, I am finally, we are finally the real me.
Laura Berman, New New Thought Messengers. Hey, if you need more Laura Berman in your life, and let's be honest, who doesn't? Make sure you check out her website at laurabermanmusic.com. She's got some great YouTube videos there on the homepage and her calendar and all the yummy ways that you can find more Laura. Oh, so good. Hey, as a confirmed party planner, director, surprise, I have a few announcements for you. So I want to let you know we have this absolutely incredible group happening right now. It's called the Empowered Living Group, and it meets every Sunday morning at 9:30 in the morning, both in person and hybrid. And this is our New Thought recovery program from numbing and addictive behaviors of all kinds. Be supported in living your best life. Be supported. Avail yourself of these opportunities. Hey, we have that newcomer meeting Reverend Shannon mentioned earlier. We'll be up in the courtyard. If you just want to have a chat, get to know us a little bit, find out more about who we are and what we're about. That's also going to be hybrid, so you can find the Zoom link to that on the calendar page of our website. Qigong starts tomorrow right here, 10 a.m. under the tents. That's going to be fabulous. Registration, again, is open for our fall retreat. Look for that on our website. And especially for those of you who are online right now, please remember to like, subscribe, share, and follow all the pages, all the things. It helps us to spread this message of love in the world. Reverend Shannon, today we have people in Florida, Germany, Colorado, California, Oregon. They're all with us in spirit. And you know what? Somebody is traveling south on I-5 and listening as they're on their way home. So God bless you. Safe travels.
Drive safe.
We're everywhere.
Yes, good. Oh, good. The teens are back, and look, there's more of them. Yay, they came. Welcome. Glad you're here. A reminder, you can pick up your children, parents, at the pavilion tent right there in the very back. And if you are a practitioner, would you please stand so everyone can see you? You know a practitioner by the stoles that they wear. They are absolutely steeped in affirmative prayer and will pray with you and support you in a myriad of ways. There is prayer in the back tent there just following service. I invite you to avail yourself of that gift. And also, again, I look forward to seeing anybody who's kind of new-ish here, 12:15, about 45 minutes we'll chat. I look forward to seeing you. With that, let us say our final blessing. And can I just acknowledge one more time, before the final blessing, how beautiful it is to have the Hiraokas with us now. Rebecca and Reverend Masando, Janet, Rebecca's mama, just such a blessing, such a blessing. All right. With that, may you go in the light, as the light, and with the light until we meet again. May the longtime sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you on your way. You are loved. Mwah.
I release and I let go.